As Michigan voters will be heading to the polls in less than half an hour for what is already a historic presidential election. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the game for election officials. Our 13 on your side's Angela Cunningham is live with one of them this morning. She joins us now from LaGrave Avenue CRC with GR City Clerk Joel Hondarp on a busy morning. Good morning, Angela.
Indeed it is, Meredith. Good morning to you. Well, you know, this election year will go down in history as one quite like no other. And we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Joel, thanks for making time for us this morning. Tell us what it has taken to get to this point. The polls open in just under a half hour.
Yeah, so we're excited. We've been planning for this, since the last presidential. But, as clerks, we prepare for every election the same. So whether it's one ward, municipal election or a presidential election, we still have to go through the same work. We have to still do all the same preparation. So we've prepped. We've done our work. It's game time.
Our pandemic, though, threw a little bit of a monkey wrench in that process.
Right. It changes, and we have a whole bunch of absentee ballots. So we used to say that the Super Bowl, the election day was the Super Bowl for clerks. It is now a 7-game World Series, and because we've been at this all week, with people in person absentee voting, 500 to 900 people a day at City Hall. So we've been doing it all week. Voters who are voting in person, they just get today. So it's been a long haul for us.
All right, and I've been watching you work this one precinct already. You're still working up until the last minute. What are you expecting for this day, and what should voters be expecting on this day?
I think voters should expect to see some lines. It's going to be a busy election, but it will be nowhere near what it was in 2016 because of the high number of absentees. And remember, we're going to be spacing people out. So be patient. This is a community event. This is also a sacred right. But everybody who's been coming into City Hall to do AV counting board or to do in-person AVs have been great. They've been fantastic. So let's just make this a fun community event, but it's also a very serious thing as well.
You say serious. One thing we keep hearing about is poll watchers, poll challengers being there. You've been very clear. You will not tolerate voter intimidation. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we won't. And that's how, if the voter feels intimidated, then the voter feels intimidated. They don't let the precinct chairperson know, or one of the election workers. If they can't resolve it, then we'll have someone from the city come resolve it. And if that, we're going to be doing this on a case by case, but we want to make sure every voter has the respect that they deserve to go through this to perform their sacred right to vote.
All right. Last question, really quickly. Let's talk about counting those votes. What will that process look like for you?
So for here in the precinct, as it goes through the tabulator, it's tabulating it all day. So when the polls are closed and the last voter votes, they'll close the tabulator and then they'll send the results via a cellular modem to the county and the city, and you'll see those results on the county's website.
All right, wonderful. Thank you again for making time for us today. Again, the polls open just under a half hour at 7 o'clock this morning. They will stay open until 8 o'clock tonight. If you're in line at 8, don't worry, you will have an opportunity to vote, and of course you can stick with 13 on your side all day, and we'll have your complete election coverage. For now, back to you.